for more about the Likee TV Be and number channel so hit the mono. Subscribe or like it, Shama when I pencil maybe a taste when you're being Jimbre. Nada Jimong same name, summer it regular for a moon in some in Emre more. Not a for your ballroom. Ye ballroom, oh, Mahama Akachi, yes. You're a gentleman, Mahama Akasa, and Sember no dear to draw a tear for. Mobakaya is in a papa na prom bona and Ukusua, Kamethan a campaign tour, Ochini changing, and no copy more Okada riders 84 na. Kameta papa na the war dom papa ne war dom. Na Okudu hono, ne sembia or the two jana, and you were John Doman Mahama Ichimuse. Why say, and now show Okada riders and challenges to move facey a bit a fool. So beto pefuo e be a maintenance who same be brave now no Mahamade or show mo say e come here say
na NDC has always said it say a day of reckoning will come. Na yemu be brave no we believe say that day of reckoning no will come when we are in power, because when we are in power and you have access to information that hitherto now that you are not in power no unsent to me kanu, that was where we were going to go into the records and ensure that the records reflect what he has done right and what he has done wrong. Now, I said, Nyame, aoye Nyamintino. It came earlier than we expected. The AG doesn't qualify to be an attorney general because that office, no, it's one of high repute. Na ninyama waye. In the Japa instance, an AG that tells somebody to fake medical report. Now, when we see me more MPP move, then I tell myself, say, what are we doing to ourselves? Sometimes, let's call a spade a spade. Let's put away our political lenses and face issues as it is. Because we have a country, we have a nation to build. And nations are built on institutions. Once you get it wrong by having weak institutions, or institutions that individuals are more powerful than the stated power that goes to the institution, then you cannot run a country. And that is where we find ourselves with this AG. Nana, in serious democracies, you wouldn't wait for the AG to even listen to the Ghanaian population and as the president to say he should step aside. In
Akroma FM 100.5.
Nana, don't you read in the media houses in the UK? Somebody was found having a program when it's COVID and you're not supposed to go anywhere. Somebody saw it. What happened? The next minute the person resigned.
Yeah.
But not in this country. So you have the impudence of an AG who will tell you, say, and I hear the surrogates of the MPP saying, say, oh, and AG no nyehwe, and AG no we're closing the case, and AG why say, are we not speaking to the facts? Is the legal profession not frowning on such practices?
Especially when matters are in court.
Especially when matters are in court. Does it mean that if your matter is in court and you toe the line of the Attorney General, then you get your freedom? Is that how the law is supposed to be working? Say, in the interest of the rule of law, in the interest of justice, which the Attorney General office is supposed to be, he's a legal mouthpiece of the government. Not only the president, but of the government. What is the government? The government is for all of us. I think, say, the nicest thing he can do is to resign, and that shoddy trial that they are putting our minority leader, Honorable Atufosin, through should be discontinued. And I think that for once, let's get the General Legal Council to bite. They shouldn't only issue statements when it's not necessary. This time, they should prove to Ghanaians, say, they are there representing an institution, and that institution has some credibility. I think that is very important now.
That's good. I'm happy the way the conversation econo. I mean, at least I'm sample time. I'm everywhere, a lot of places. Now, let pick it up on Bamia some of the utterances. You know, he makes near there. Maunyo Freddy Agbenozovi joining. Welcome on board, bro. Remy Aluku, I see you. Vanessa Mokhtar says congratulations, Nana. Okay, until you the messages about now, what do you make of that? And yet he still believes he will form the next government.
But if you have, is the vice president an opposition leader?
David.
But don't say your vice president here is like an opposition. He's behaving like an opposition leader. A vice president who is in government, who is the head of economic management the committee.
Yeah.
This vice president tells you, say, if he comes, he has plans of how to curtail the free fall of the city.
Yeah. So
he tells you, say, if he comes, he will ensure, say, TUC, labor, formal concerns or more demand, he has a solution. Nana, you say Akroma then, NFM.
Yeah.
The current vice president we have is an apology.
Oh,
a jugular. A vice president who thinks politics is about being comical. A vice president who believes Ghanaians are so, excuse my language, damp that when we see white, he can tell us it's red and we'll be fine with it. That is the kind of vice president we have. Was that lately, His Excellency John Mahama doesn't respond to the vice president anymore. You know why?
Maybe.
Governance is a serious business. Governance is a serious business. It's not about lectures. It's not about textbook theory. This vice president said everything theoretical. Vice president, he said things are theoretical to my opposition. Another Nana said this vice president told us, why Juma or Bank of Ghana, and he knows the money is there.
Yeah.
Have you forgotten this vice president made us aware? Yes. Or make you aware as a nation, say, or no bar, he would arrest the dollar, give the key to the IGP.
Yeah.
And like a comedian that he is, there was an event he spoke when the IGP was there and was proud. Say he has arrested the dollar and he has handed the key over to the IGP. And people were laughing. This is the same vice president when he was confronted to the 170 questions or the late park with Mr. Atano. He tells us it was good at that time, but now it's not there again. What kind of a man is this?
And that principle, wow.
Zero principles, zero credibility. This is somebody who talks today. Ochina, if you confront him with the same issues that he said, he will tell you, it is different then, but now you cannot use that to judge him.
Is it not because we're a mate now? Or persuade a driver?
We're a mate. That's a driver now how to drive. How do you become a driver? Or a mate? Or
anyways,
he has not been taught how to drive. The driver himself, what he has to do and what he doesn't have to do. Have you heard President Mahama always say the sort of things that he learned from the late Professor Mills? President Mahama, I thought it'd be President Mills, a man with the latitude to operate when he was a vice president. So he had the opportunity to do a lot of things. What he said, President Mahama can be or a mate. Because you cannot be a mate when you are the head of the economic management team. Every country is run on the economy. It is a whole vice president, the amount, that serious position as the head of the economic management team. You can't come to Ghanaians and tell us, you are a mate. Which mate? Granted, or a mate. What has he achieved as a mate? It's a mate for. That's a car no cause or coin so. That's how see if a car anymore, but you don't know how to drive. Your dealings are as a mate, a chair say you are not even qualified to be transformed into a driver. Now, Nana Akufo-Addo, our president, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, on the crying him say.
Tell for you, so I bought Monkai, let Pius prevail, no one the Runi Kuswa, Bomonkai say, Monk collaborating and share this piece of information across Ghana between MPP party and NDC party. Na ye GD is a monster Mobakaya home, na yet me a share a sumbury who do because it drew about Tona, it was 794 yana a dozen.
Bawumia is not fit to be a president. Because if Bawumia is fit to be a president, in same people Bawumia Eka lately, Bawumia will not be saying these things.
It's the same thing.
Oh, Obia Kako Jine baby Eka che in say this issue about ports, the dollar. What can you do to revamp it?
Okay.
he doesn't have an immediate solution. He always have a solution when he becomes a president. What kind of a leader is it? What kind leadership is by being pragmatic, factual, and dealing with issues. The vice president has failed all of this. Now, media Mekadebia say, if we don't rescue this country on 7th December 2024, and Professor Jenana Opoku-Agyeman goes into that office as the vice president, that office will never be respected again under the Fourth Republic. Because Bawumia's actions have shown us he's an empty person. He's a person who is not only vindictive, because our good friend, lawyer Martin Pebu, said Nanado and Bawumia were not flocking together. If they were not comfortable with each other, Bawumia will not be so comfortable working there, and Nanado will not be so comfortable. So they are the same.
Yeah, he said it on the show.
Yes, they are the same. Nanado a fairly poto. Nanado a fairly. He's the worst president that we've had under the Fourth Republican dispensation. Bawumia is the worst vice president we have in the history of this country. So what do we need to do? Ghanaians will have to resolve, say, we'll give the presidency to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and Ghanaians will judge us again. If we don't do it right, Ghanaians will. But I promise you, the John Dramani Mahama that we have today is a John Dramani Mahama that has gone in and have realized the mistakes he did, the highs, the lows, and has decided to say, or be making sure say he does the right.
Yeah, maybe Rahokra na ya hwe nintia John Dramani Mahama ese mana kwanya, and look at the promises bia or person were Ghana for. But on the last issue with this, Urabamia recently can say Ghanaians are comfortable. Now, more NDC for and a more kika who rather some ma a young croffa sum he says Ghanaians are not in comfort, but Ghanaians are comfortable. Politics
they live in dreamlands. Ananado there, we can pardon him because if you hear President Anado say, you ask say Ebi and handless name can't. But the vice president is on the road every day. He's listening now to Kwaina Oko Sunyani and other places are trim with convoy will be in Fino. He thinks what does he think? Nine to and yes, we are able and nine nento. People were in their market doing their work. His convoy was passing, nobody was minding him. He stands out of the convoy and waves to himself. The reality on the ground is that he's being despised by everybody. Now, Vice President Onimo, he knows. He's just putting up a showy face. During this Ghana CEO summit, when he said, say, the business community is collapsing. Businesses are folding. Today, what's the what is the dollar to CD ratio?
I said, no, I'm say 16. But Oko we are being 15.
We're being 15. The power and AI 1 to 4.
And electricity pesos. But I'm taking over no. Okay, the answer 1 to 4. 1 to 4.
And the vice president speaks and says, everything is good. Doom so see one crofofia. Is it only NDC people that are complaining? What kind of a vice president is this? Media Makase, we need to send a strong signal as a people. Nana, if as a people we allow party interest, I'll not go to politics, I'll say party interest. Because if your party hasn't done well, hasn't done what Ghanaians demand, we should hold the party responsible. And that is what we have to start doing. And let the MPP know, say, even though they are members of the MPP, they'll tell you, they'll vote against you. Nana, have you heard what happened in South Africa recently? 3 days here, when the elections, I think 3 years or 2 years into the election, the citizenry in South Africa were telling the ANC, say, you are taking us for granted. Now, I say MPP ni NDC was South Africa. So you say, Ebi and Krofomo Kumasi. Kumasi, typical Kumasi, you say Kumasi de Yatuaba, they will vote for the MPP, come what me. But in a province called KwaZulu Natal, I hear a stronghold of the ANC I am trying to say MPP for stronghold.
Yeah.
They lost for
Wow.
the first time since 1994 because the people wanted to send a signal. And now you see, say, this will be a coalition government and the government will be on its toes. Ghana is not a two-party state. What we are saying is, as Ghanaians, let's hold the MPP accountable. Because Vice President utterances here, Oma, said things are good. Ghanaians are not dumb. Ghanaians are not stupid. Like Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams says, Ghanaians are not that timid. If anybody thinks that he would say things to take us for granted, Vice President, also your Vice President, I'll say the economy you are building, you are doing real things. Poalugudam. If that man has any credibility, he shouldn't even be talking and mentioning President John Mahama's name. What did he say about the Poalugu Dam? Today, what is the reality on the ground? He says he has built more infrastructures than any other government. Name them. We dare him say, name them and let's compare. What has he done? Is it the laughter? Is it the show off that he's doing as a vice president? No.
In fact, in 2020, Okokango, Asempa, I could see saying Jumedi, so will be sure to say, Poalugu Dam, no, Amwaye.
Yeah.
And that is in 2020. Until recently, Public Account Committee revelation said a final payment of $12 million.
For the Massey, somebody brought the Likee TV comment section here, modern notification bell. No, click the switch to latest content. Be our